Okay, and let's go ahead and talk about KeyCorp. This is a trade that I made this past week. I entered KeyCorp on the 9th. Um, Probably again should have entered on the 8th. If you look at my last video, PPC, I got in the day after the initial break. But let's go ahead and let's dive in. So this is their performance. You can see November when Trump was elected. It's getting some of that Trump rally. Got to also thank the Fed's meeting around this time. I believe this is KeyBank. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong. This is a financial stock. So, um, anyways, let's go ahead and let's look at the trade that I entered. So the reason why I entered this trade is because I like this price action right here. This is I've seen this before, this kind of chart breakout, and that's why I entered into it. So as we can see here, ignore these two orange lines for now. They're gonna look pretty messy to you at the moment. But let's look. So I got in on this bar right here. I got in at this price right here as soon as we I got in the morning, and as soon as we broke above the high of the day here, I did buy. Actually, I take that back. Sorry. I didn't get it until 1862 actually. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, I think I didn't get until like 1862 actually, which is kind of sad. Very poor entry actually when I'm looking at it now. Let's go ahead. Let's change it to the 1 hour chart though. Okay. So ninth. I bought on the ninth. Um, yeah, I bought into the first hour, and as you can see, okay, yeah. So let's go to the 5 minute. The ninth starts right here. Okay, 1862. That's not a bad buy. Maybe it is. I got in right here. Okay, so very first thing I have to say is, have you ever heard of the gap and go strategy? Gap and go strategy. It's to buy the very first 5 minute bar after the very first set or single red bar. So that's something I could have used, and I could have gotten a nice little trade, and that's from 50 to 70. It's a 20-cent trade, assuming I get all that in. So anyways, I didn't get into like right here. So I think I was waiting for as soon as it crossed this line right here. Yeah, that's what it was. I was thinking, I opened this up in the very first 2 minutes. We see this action, and I'm like, oh boy. And I think around by this bar, so I was looking for it to cross that high, and it did, and I think it jumped up to here. So I got my entry in right here. This is what we saw on the daily. Notice right here we are testing this. Look at this gap. This gap line's right about here, and we're testing that right there, and now we're going up. So this is what it's looking like on the hourly. Sorry, it's 5 minutes. So I don't know. This is what to take from it. We'll see how this trade goes. You can see the support and resistance lines right here. I think I'm going to set my stop. I think my stop is in here. I think it's actually, where do I have it? I think I have it right down in here, which is kind of wide when you really think about it. Let's measure that. It's always good to know what you're doing. It's 2.63. That's a 2.64% loss. It's a little high for me. And not really, that's not that much. But I mean, I'm looking to get a few percent out of these trades myself. So I'm not looking for these massive runs. I want to cut my losses pretty freaking quick if I'm wrong. So. That's the thing. Now I will say, if I stayed in it here, what's my risk here? 2% max. So I would say 1.5 to 2% should be my max stop loss, and I need to apply that in the week going forward. But again, this is just a trade update. I know probably nobody's gonna watch this because why would you? But they're out here, and I entered this. If we're looking at this. The RSI is crossing the 50 line and 55. We're approaching the 61.8. So as long as we don't see rejection tomorrow, this should head higher. I do believe that there's a Fed meeting this upcoming week, so we should see a little bit of action here. We will see consolidation potentially. I'm not sure, but I mean, notice this volume that we're just seeing over here. I mean, this is good stuff. I like it. So there we have it, people. And I think if we zoom in here, yes, my stop is at 1818, and that is where it closed on the previous day, I do believe. So say what you will about that. I think that that's okay, because this is a gapper. Obviously, on other plays, this sitting it at the closing price is definitely a little aggressive. Even this could get tested. This closing price could get tested again. So we'll see. But that's the trade. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm still in this one. Gonna try to avoid losses. So, quick note for you. Using the RSI for an entry signal. Say what you will. You can say, Brandon, you don't know what you're talking about, but I think that is a valid signal that I just drew there. Notice that the trend line I drew has 3 points of contact. You do need 3 points of contact for a trend line. So, we have the clearly breaking it downward. Got rejection there, and here we're finally breaking through it. And these rejections are occurring. And I'm literally trying to trade. I'm literally trying to trade the same trend line here. And we have a trend line break. So this is a very valid entry signal for what I'm trying to do. So there you go. Now, if this does continue to head higher, I would say that you do have some uniform action coming into here. What do I mean by that? Honestly, I can't really explain it in this video alone, but you have to look up Eric Mwade on YouTube and learn from him. But uniform action coming above this 0 line. It's a little sloppy with that blue line there, but this is a valid, crosses above 0, very valid entry signal. A valid entry signal with accumulation. We're good to go here. Sorry for the long video. I hope this is helpful. One thing I do want to point out before I go, if you believe in histogram indicators, look at what I just drew there. We do have, I just drew this line out because I saw it, but you see we have bullish bearish divergence. It's downward sloping, and this is an upward sloping on the histogram. I'm kind of giving us maybe a helpful hint that this could be moving higher in the short term. So there we have it, people. Enjoy.